Written and directed by Wes Anderson, Isle of Dogs is an animated stop-motion film, and it stars a whole bunch of famous actors, including Bryan Cranston, Jeff Goldblum, F. Murray Abrams, Scarlett Johansson, Greta Gerwig. It's a gigantic cast, probably even the best one, the biggest one easily, that we've ever seen in an animated film, so that was very, very intriguing. And Isle of Dogs, it came out a couple of weeks ago here, a couple of months ago in the States, whatever. I just watched it. They had a screening in a local theater that was entirely in English, and since I wanted to watch this in its original language, I finally did, and I really liked it. Did I love it? Almost, yeah. There definitely are some strong points. Well, sorry. There definitely are some strong points and some weak points, but let's start from the positives. And it's a Wes Anderson film, and definitely looks like one. The cinematography, excellent, impeccable, with the perfectly symmetrical shots almost during the entire film, with those smooth camera movements, longer takes. It's all gorgeous, just like we've expected. And compared to the 2009 stop-motion film Fantastic Mr. Fox, also by Anderson, this one was even better. You can tell that he has improved his style from an animation's point of view, and that technology is better and it's much smoother. The animation is gorgeous in this film. It's utterly gorgeous, and there is so much attention to detail in the backdrops, in the character movement, in their facial animations. It's a gorgeous film to watch, and yeah, definitely it's outstanding on that regard. It could easily win just Best Animated Feature for that alone. But we also have other great aspects. For example, this film is set in Japan, and all the Japanese characters, the human beings, they are voiced by actual Japanese actors in Japanese, and that makes for an interesting gimmick in this film, because there are no subtitles when the Japanese actors are talking, and you only understand what they're saying if there is, for example, a simultaneous translator or someone on TV explaining things in English. It's an interesting gimmick, I'm not gonna lie. And it didn't bother me. I know that some people found it annoying, that sometimes it's just like two Japanese characters talking with one another, and since there isn't a translator in the room, you just have to understand from what they're doing, and I like that. It makes for a more subtle and interesting form of storytelling. It's like watching a foreign film only without subtitles. I like it. I like trying to push the envelope of what can be done in cinema, and yeah, it's fun. And then you also have the dogs, all these dogs who are recluse on this isle, who talk English, and they are all famous actors talking in the monotone Wes Anderson style, and you're either gonna like that or not. I really like Wes Anderson, not the biggest fan, like every single movie is a masterpiece for me, but I do love some of his films, mostly Darjeeling Limited and The Royal Tenenbaums. So that was very good, and the voice actors, they're all fantastic, some more than others. Like there were some choices that made me say, oh, why did you actually choose that actor for that role? Mostly Jeff Goldblum. I was kind of disappointed. I was expecting more Goldblum-esque from his character, but it took me a while to recognize his voice. It was a bit there, but the standout easily, Bryan Cranston. He's also the most interesting character in the film. He has the most to do. So props to you, and I hope he actually makes some more, maybe live-action Wes Anderson film, because it was pretty great in this one. And what else? The soundtrack by Alexandre Desplat. Gorgeous, mixing an oriental style with his musical style. There are some tracks reminiscent of the Grand Budapest soundtrack with the chorus voices in the background, but there are mostly drums and whistles in this soundtrack, and they are fantastic. Right from the opening scene with these three kids beating on some drums and the title scrolling. It's fantastic. It was very immersive. I love the soundtrack. It's worth buying immediately. And yeah, no, everything of this is great. The only real issue that I have is with the story, because this story, you can tell that some of those aspects he has been greatly influenced Wes Anderson by Japanese cinema, mostly classic ones, especially Yasujiro Ozu and Akira Kurosawa. But in all fairness, even though it's a delightful film to watch, it's very fun, I laughed a lot of times. I was thoroughly entertained throughout all of it. It really doesn't seem like it has much to say. I was expecting, like, maybe there's some form of critique in this government that has exiled dogs for its own mischievous goals. Or maybe it's a critique of life in Japan, I don't know, or it just doesn't amount to much. And probably there are people out there who've made complex analysis of this film and how it's actually the smartest one Wes Anderson has ever made. I found it to be a more mature take on a simple children's story. And if you take it as an animated film for families, even though it's PG-13, it's very great, it's very entertaining, very endearing, and very charming. There isn't, at least for me, maybe I'm wrong, so tell me in the comments below if I'm wrong, because someone would easily say that I'm wrong, but to me it didn't seem like there was much to the story, other than the actual story itself. There wasn't like some deeper meaning or anything, and that was unfortunate because I was expecting it from how it was all set up. But other than that, Isle of Dogs was fantastic. Like it's a very, very good time for an animated film, especially. I'm not the biggest fan of those, but Wes Anderson did it again. It's a very charming film, as I've said, delightful. You watch it with a smile on your face. There was a woman right next to me who was laughing her ass off during this film. It was very fun, and yeah, it's charming. It's a charming, delightful little movie. Unfortunately, there isn't nothing more to it. It's very stylish, it's very fun, and that's it. So, take it or leave it. But still, guys, have you watched Isle of Dogs, and which is your favorite Wes Anderson film? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.